Today's episode is brought to you by JerkSwag.
When you're stuck in a rut, it's a comfort to know that help is on the way. So whether it's a simple malfunction or you're deep in a soggy trench, rest assured that the boys at Camel Towing will take care of you. Lickety-split. Our dynamic trio of sports enthusiasts and longtime friends bring you the latest sports news, heated debates, and offbeat stories from the wide world of sports. Whether you're a diehard fan or just enjoy a good laugh, we've got you covered. Are your balls out?
Suck it, jabroni.
Hey, are you ready? Are you done fucking around with
Hey. Yo.
I do not have peanut butter on my list here.
Oh, my goodness. That's ridiculous.
You're listening to the Balls Out Sports Podcast. Here are your hosts, Ala, Crispy, and Jonas Mount.
All right, everybody, welcome into the Balls Out Sports Podcast. You heard it. Ala's in the house. Crispy joining us from Greenville, South Carolina.
What's good, family?
I am Jonas Mount.
Family.
That's what they do up in Greenville, South Carolina.
Oh, I don't know.
We
about
all family up here.
Oh, my. Ala's you should have gotten that done beforehand.
that. No, I'm sorry.
There we go. Yeah.
Oh,
So not prepared.
I'm emo.
Whoa.
Did you not realize he had all that hair or what?
Oh, I don't know if I've ever seen it down.
Oh, dear.
Wow. Now you got to get it. You got to get more on the right side and cover pretty much all of it.
Right side. That's the right side.
Yep. There we go.
That's
Wait,
left.
your
That's left.
right side. The other.
That's his
yeah.
right side.
Yeah.
I'm emo.
It's close.
We know Crispy
close.
can't tell us left from his right, but that's fine.
Ala, that's great. Well, the picture's inverted
I'm emo.
for whatever reason.
This is quite disturbing.
Why?
This is not exactly how I thought we'd start the show.
I'm emo.
Oh my.
Dame
Well,
didn't-
they might have to edit this part.
Dame didn't come to me.
It's Jimmy.
Whoa.
Jimmy's in the house. Jimmy Butler's here.
Yo, this is hot. Can't do that.
You don't know how he does it, do you?
No.
Yep. Headphones coming
He's
off.
already changed it. He's already changed his hair.
Yeah, I just don't know why he did that. Anyway, we'll get into that in just a moment.
Damn, that's a lot of hair. I didn't even realize that.
It's what? You got a lot of hair, man.
Thank you.
You do.
He doesn't.
He does not.
Nope. He got his balls in today, though, for a change.
Yeah, actually, they both do. Speaking of Cal, speaking of Coco, both got their balls intact. Both have shoes on.
Yes.
Oh,
Nope.
fantastic.
That's
He got
finally
footballs
you
on
got
today.
them tightened up around there. Just
Oh,
letting
damn. The shoes just
inmate-
came off.
Shoes are
just
coming
came
off.
Shoes just
Oh,
came
it's
off.
still early, I
Oh,
guess.
damn. Both of them shoes
We
came
got
off.
slides. Now we've got squats. This is fantastic. We're
Oh.
stretching.
The balls are in today, guys.
They are. We have that going for us at least. We've in addition to Cal and Coco, of course, we've got Christian in the house, and of course we've got Zach as well, helping us out with some of the stats, some of the information that I'm simply not fast enough at finding here on my computer. Although the computer's in my lap, laptop is here. Yes, that's true. I am old. Thank you very much for the
You're welcome.
reminder. I need those reminders because I'm
Old.
Exactly. All right, so this is obviously something that Ala really wanted to get into right away.
What, that the refs ain't shit?
Well, no, I thought you wanted to talk about Jimmy, or was that it for you? Did you want to talk about Jimmy Butler? Did we want to talk about
Do we need to talk
the
about
absurdity of the hairstyle?
it? Why does
going
he
in?
have a perm?
Well, so here's what I was reading when I saw that. Some of the captioning that I saw said that this was something that you were going, because these were the pictures taken like for the season, right? These are
Yes.
their.
Yes.
So we're gonna see that.
Oh, that's
yeah.
going to be all over the stadium. He does this on purpose. He did this last year with the photo shoot.
Right.
He takes his dreads down, or his.
Those
not
were
the dreads.
extensions.
He does his hair straight,
Yeah.
and then he's already got it braided back up.
Okay.
So it's a known issue. I mean, or a known thing. Excuse me.
I like how he said known issue. That makes a lot more sense.
There you go.
That's the equivalent. You know, with the hairstyles is equivalent to Cam Newton's like granny, outfits that he would always wear on his way to the stadium every.
Talk about
every
wearing
Sunday.
like his church hat too.
Dude, man,
Cam Newton is stylish.
Okay.
He is incredibly stylish. Cam Newton is.
I would not call that stylish.
Oh, bro, come on. Hey, we see these NBA players walking in with what they're wearing. That's the same thing. That's stylish nowadays, man.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Hey, I saw a lady do that catwalk. They had electrical tape on.
Yeah, I don't consider that style either.
That's style. That's what they're doing, though. It's crazy.
It's style to some, maybe.
Google style and see what it shows up.
You know what?
2023 style.
We're getting off of topic.
I don't know that I want that type of style.
Thank you.
Gotta get with the times.
Look, I realize I see some of the NBA players or some of the stuff they wear and NFL players or some of the things they wear, but I just never saw the outlandish nature of players' outfits being the way Cam's was. And it's more about the hat. That's more than anything else. What I always thought about whenever he would come in, it would, it's one thing to have a colorful suit. You think there's a flood, so it's 6 inches above your ankle, whatever pants you're wearing. I get it, right? I understand that. But the hat was always a thing that it was like, is this Charlie and the Chocolate Factory like effect going on? Like some of the hats he's wearing, I'm just like, I don't get it.
It's
like,
an old church granny hat.
Right.
So you got to be like, oh,
Well,
man,
what about Kyle
excuse me,
Kuzma?
I can't see.
And he's already 6'5". That's a problem.
Can you scoot over a little bit?
The hat makes him like 7'3".
Yeah. It's terrible.
Kyle Kuzman?
Who?
Kuzman?
He never gets anybody's names right either.
Yeah, but you know who I'm talking about?
Kyle Kuzma.
Kuzma.
There you go.
Okay.
Like Zach Williams.
Correct.
Okay.
Oh.
Help me out here.
You
Gotta help me
remember
out
what he
here.
said last show, right? He's like, I don't care. I pronounce things the way I want to pronounce them. That's just the way it's going to
I'm
be.
constantly testing you guys, making sure you know what's up.
Kuzman. I like him.
Kuzman.
Yeah, let me get
Yeah.
Kuzman.
How about his dress attire?
Terrible. Like Russell Westbrook.
There we go.
Oh, Westbrook's another one.
The worst.
That's what style is right now. That's
Top
style
5
right
worst
now.
game fits.
I just didn't realize that, especially with Westbrook. See, you guys brought this up, okay? With Westbrook, when he wears some of the things he does, I'm like, I didn't realize that he had forgotten, like, who he was in that moment. Because there are times when he wears things that I assumed only a female would wear. Like, I'm being serious. I mean, you have to admit there are things that he wears. I mean, hasn't he actually worn a dress before? Hasn't he worn a dress?
Yes.
What about?
Yes.
Or was that Dennis Rodman?
Yeah, Rodman's on another. That's
That was style before style.
Rodman's on a different planet.
Go back to the beginning of the entry, the intro of the show where you do that.
Yeah,
Rodman was doing that in Vegas.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Kids, don't do drugs.
Oh man, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna move on. I'm gonna go ahead and let you take this because this is all in caps, right?
But that the refs ain't shit.
Okay.
We seen the Sunday night game.
Would you like to explain? Just give us a a little bit of something for those of us that may not have seen the
what
play.
had happened was
What had happened was
the flag came out late. There was no holding, or if it was holding, the flag should have came out earlier, not after the interception of Zach Williams.
Yeah.
Oh.
Who's this Zach Williams kid? I don't know.
I don't know.
I'd like to see this kid play ball.
Maybe that was Zach Williams.
Maybe it
because
was.
he played better than Zach.
Played
Wilson.
better, yeah.
Exactly.
That's his alter ego.
Yeah. Zach Williams.
Zach Williams. That's all we're going to call him from now on. You realize you're actually going to call him Zach Williams inadvertently. At some point
If he
moving
plays
forward.
like he did last,
he becomes Zach Williams.
Yep. He outplayed Mahomes.
Mr. Williams.
And there was holding on Jermaine Johnson a couple times.
Yep.
There's holding on every play.
I saw another. I didn't share it with you. The Pacheco touchdown run.
Okay.
There was a blatant hold and ankle lock on one of our linebackers.
Nice.
Straight through the hole.
Okay.
Yeah. So they missed a lot of calls.
Yeah.
Because the refs ain't shit.
Well, and I've had this conversation with the both of you over time about refs in general with the biggest outside of, missing calls, which, again, there's missed calls every play. There's holding every play. I mean, we know these types of things are going to happen. Some of it more blatant than others, and that can be somewhat problematic. But the late flags bother me the most. And a lot of times you get the late flag because you're getting other players that are petitioning for said flag. And that drives me crazy because a lot of times the referees will be influenced by that. They'll see a guy react a certain way. Maybe they'll see one of the other refs or whatever the case may be. You'll see them reacting in such a delayed fashion with pulling that out. Yeah, occasionally they'll won't be able to get the flag out in time, and you'll see them doing this number, which that's fine.
That looked a little awkward.
Well, I'm sure it did, but
pulling it out.
I guess that. It happens.
Okay.
Sometimes you have to pull it out.
Hey.
Right?
Different. That's a different show.
It's a different show. That's after the 11 o'clock hour. Right. Got it. Okay. So,
Correct.
yeah, especially when it gets dark in Crispy's house. Well, I mean, you said lights go out at 11, right?
It gets dark every week. And look, you will see when the lights go off.
Yeah, you are going to see this.
He'll disappear.
Yep.
Remember this.
Yeah.
He'll disappear.
This guy right here.
And then he will come back.
Yeah.
Like nothing happened.
Now, of course, granted, we're sitting here pointing at something that those of you that are listening can't see, but Crispy is typically, if you ever check us out on the YouTube channel, which you should, BallzOutsports,
Like.
comment.
Subscribe.
There it is. Nice. We're almost there.
Hold on.
We're getting there.
Down on my journal. I did my part.
He's got a journal. He's ridiculous. For those of you that aren't watching, of course, Crispy has this setup where he does his show where the lights go out automatically
In the boom boom room.
at 11 p.m.
In the
Eastern Standard Time for those of you that may be in a different part of the world.
And that's when nasty time happens.
No.
Oh goodness! Sometimes I wonder when I haven't been to his house in a while, and I go downstairs and like I've been like go down into the cave. You know, he's got this because he's got this spot down there. It's cool. I go down there every once in a while. And I'm like, he spends an awful lot of time alone down here, and I go to sit down, and I'm like,
I don't know what happened here.
give it a second look real quick. I'm like, is everything okay here?
I promise we're fine down here.
All right.
Yeah, it's fine.
That's what he said.
It is a playroom, but not that kind of playroom.
Oh, hey now.
We're uncovering some things.
All right. Of course.
we got stuff down here.
We're getting a little off track, which
Right.
is pretty common for us.
But when you guys come up here to do a show,
Yeah.
you'll then see.
We have to do this. I have been thinking about this lately.
Road trip.
You've got to get down here to do a show. We've got to get up there to do a show.
Yeah.
We've got to figure out time. We've got to get everybody up there. We've got to get days off. We got some work to do.
I can.
And make
I
sure
will
we
be
bring
there.
the mixers and all that stuff.
Yeah, we got to make sure we bring the board. That'll be helpful. Says Mr. Stretchy over there, not paying any attention.
Mr. Douche over
Are you
there.
not making the road trip?
I'll be there so I don't get fined.
Okay, there you go. See, now you're getting it.
Whoa.
Fantastic.
We're getting
Yeah, there are fines.
Penalties?
There are fines. Speaking of penalties, we'll get back to that. My last little tidbit here on that. So
Refs ain't shit.
they really aren't shit, especially when they are influenced by others, and that
Oh,
drives me crazy. And
really?
I said to Crispy years ago, we were watching football randomly, and I'm just like, I'd like somebody to throw a flag on the guy that's doing this number, that's asking for the flag to be thrown, like steps up and like, what? Throw the flag, throw the flag.
Tom
I
Brady?
want somebody to be, I want a flag to be thrown on that
Tom Brady did it all the time.
all the time.
Yes.
Douchebag. I hate Tom.
Yeah, but you'd like him to come out of retirement right now is what you'd like him to do.
No, I got Zach Williams.
You got Zach Williams?
Zach Williams, baby.
Oh gosh, one game.
He's got Zach Williams.
hey,
that they
Aaron,
didn't
one
even
game-
win, by the way.
Hey, we should have.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda.
You're right.
Shoulda, woulda,
But
coulda.
we didn't have Swifty in the box.
You did not.
There you go.
You did not.
You should have just blocked for Aaron Rodgers.
Here we go.
Oh, my.
Not.
But
Are you not going to entertain that?
We'll talk about some Dolphins later,
Okay.
right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're
And I
talking
got
about
some more math for you.
Oh, great. We've got more guy math, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep.
More guy math.
Yep.
All right. So let's just talk about Taylor Swift now. Okay.
Jesus.
So
I'm about
we
tired,
did
though.
some pre-production. We had this conversation earlier this morning about some of the topics we would be discussing. Obviously, this was going to be one of them. But the one thing that we were all in agreement with is this wasn't going to be something that we were going to spend a lot of time on, because the NFL is doing all of that work for everyone else. Okay? Like everybody. So my first question There are a few. We're not going to spend too much time on it, but there are a few questions. How many times did the camera go to Taylor Swift on Sunday Night Football?
Zach?
17 times.
17
Way too many.
times in a game.
Yeah.
They went to Taylor Swift in the press box.
Tarico said,
box.
and now we see Taylor Swift again. I'm Mike Tirico.
Hey, I love Mike Tirico.
Whoa.
Yeah, I know. That's
Whoa.
I love me some Mike Tirico, man.
For shizzle.
He is
Oh my.
he's quite possibly the best play-by-play guy.
I'm not knocking him. What I'm saying is he got the memo.
He did
to
get the
keep
memo.
saying, and now we'll see what Taylor Swift's doing. Oh, she has a drink.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot. Speaking of drinks, of course, there was somebody, apparently, I read a story that somebody decided with a bunch of his friends that every single time Taylor Swift was on TV during the Sunday Night Football broadcast, they would take a shot.
So clearly that's 17 shots.
17 shots.
And then got on an airplane.
Then attempted to get on an airplane, vomited before the plane took off, and then was removed from said plane.
Well, that's how we feel about Taylor Swift.
That is pretty much where we are with this coverage right now. And, you know, a lot of people are talking about this. We're not going to spend a lot of time on it because, again, NBC is doing a perfectly good job of that. Everybody else is talking about it ad nauseum. I will say this, the one coincidental thing that happened with NBC with that broadcast of Sunday Night Football, and I know that golf is not your thing, but we had this conversation earlier, is NBC was also responsible for the coverage of the Ryder Cup this past weekend, which was it was single-handedly the worst golf coverage I have ever seen. It wasn't even close. You're talking 6, 7, 8 minutes of golf, followed by 6, 7, 8 minutes of commercials, the entire broadcast. That's NBC all over again.
Oh, I didn't even know it was on.
Yeah, NBC. NBC had
Well,
the
the
coverage.
product wasn't great either, so that.
Well,
was
no, the
probably
product
why.
wasn't great, but I couldn't even really keep up with what was happening for the most part because the coverage was so sloppy. The crazy thing about the Ryder Cup coverage is every single time they went to the commercial, it was the same commercials every single time. And so they're really NBC with the whole combination of the Ryder Cup coverage plus what went on Sunday Night Football. This was like one of those where I'm like, yep, they're really all about.
Oh yeah,
they want that money.
They had a record-setting numbers on the game too. What
27 million?
Yeah, 27 million views to see Taylor Swift.
So, I'm going to sort of get away from Taylor Swift, but I want to talk about like where the NFL has been going, which is we've reached sort of a pinnacle here with this Taylor Swift story because what we do know is that Taylor Swift has brought a lot of female viewers that otherwise would not have watched football. That's where we're getting these amazingly large numbers from between jersey sales, between viewership, etc. The direction this is sort of the direction over a period of time, incrementally, that the NFL has been going in anyway, with how they've changed the rules of football, with the advent of fantasy football. The idea is that you're trying, because those of us that are football purists that watch the game, yes, it can be boring somewhat, but if you watch two defensive teams play one another and it ends up being a slobber knocker between the two and it's like 6-3 or 9-6 or something like that, you're like, okay, I get that. I respect the game of football. I understand what we're dealing with here. Right. But the NFL can't sell beyond the NFL purist if those are the types of games that are going on all the time. So we've changed the rules, right? So we know that it benefits the offense.
Oh, like the flag that came at the end of the game.
Right.
Okay.
So it benefits the offense. This game benefits the offense because they want higher scoring. You may not necessarily know the intricacies of football, all the rules and how it's played, but if you're not overly familiar with it, but you turn on a game and you see 42-35. It's a high scoring affair. The deep ball all the time. You've got, touchdowns being scored, at a record setting pace. People can get on board with that because it's easy to follow. Right. And I've seen the NFL's evolution over time is they've tried by changing a lot of these rules to attract the casual viewer. They always had the football fan. But they've changed the rules and they've changed the way things have happened to get more fans, to get the more casual fan, to spend more money, to go to more games, to buy more jerseys. And now we've seen this get to this point where Taylor Swift is sort of just, we've reached this zenith, so to speak, where apparently you have all of these female viewers that have, half of them have probably never even watched a football game in their life, but they're watching that game due to the 27 million viewers watching on Sunday Night Football because they knew Taylor Swift was going to be on TV.
Oh, yeah. She's also the background banner on the NFL's Twitter page, or X, whatever the damn thing is called now.
We're still calling it Twitter, folks.
Yeah, no.
Sue us.
She's the background. Like the banner at the top of the page is Taylor Swift.
How many of that 27 million was really for Taylor Swift?
I mean,
Because we had Patrick Mahomes. You know, Aaron Rodgers is supposed to be in the stands.
Oh, yeah. That's going to put butts in the seat to see him on crutches on the sideline.
Hey, you never know.
Right?
Maybe he was going to be that super patch that he's got in his foot. Maybe it was already healed. Maybe
No,
people were hoping for
it's
that.
a super bridge, not a patch.
Yeah, patch at work. Let's just put that ankle somewhat back together.
But it's New York. I said this beforehand, right? Look, New York, Taylor Swift, all of the Chiefs and Mahomes, right? The Jets are in a big market.
Yep.
Overall,
Yep.
It's a Sunday night game.
Sure.
So,
Yeah,
yes,
what else are they
we
doing?
get it, but the reason that Taylor Swift is the banner, the reason that the 87 jerseys are being sold with Swiftie on the back of it, because they are trying to hit that market. But what do you take away after that? Because you're going, like you said, attracting more viewers, right?
Yeah.
But you also
it's
have
not going to last.
you have more ads, you have more commercials,
Yeah.
you have more stuff that we don't want to see during a broadcast, which is seeing Taylor Swift 17 times when there's a good football game going on.
I guess the question becomes, and I ask this because there's a lot of people online that believe that this relationship is nothing more than just a media circus, that it's nothing more than just, a way to make money, essentially. Now, I don't. The only thing about that is make money for whom, right? If you believe that this is some kind of just makeup relationship between these two individuals, what's the end game, right? How much more money, does Taylor Swift need? I mean, enough is never enough, I suppose, but my God, she is at the top, right, of everything. More money, more concert sales, more ticket sales,
Correct.
more everything else. I mean, what's the end game? Is this
don't
just for
know.
the NFL? Is Taylor Swift benefiting from this? I mean, obviously, I suppose she is in some form or fashion, but like, what's the end game?
Don't
You
know.
believe, do you believe? First of all, do you believe this really? Chris, I'll start with you. Do you believe this relationship is real?
Well, yeah, I don't see why it can't be. I mean, I was surprised when I first heard about it. I thought he was engaged with someone else at one point, but it took me for a loop. I was a little surprised when finding out about this, but I wish them both the best. I hope it does work out for them. But being in the stands, I think it will quickly subside, if you will. It's going to slow down. They're going to be like, oh, well, they're constantly at all the games. Okay, cool. Yeah, look at it. There's a famous person. When they're in the New York, what's the basketball? And when they're in L.A.,
Oh.
they always have all the movie stars on the sidelines and all
Right.
that stuff. So
Right.
it'll eventually just be there.
I don't like the way he just didn't say the Garden.
Well, the
Like,
Madison Square Garden?
He said the New York, whatever the basketball.
Yeah, I mean, they're constantly changing the names of these
No,
stadiums.
no, we're
I
not.
just
No. It's
Figured
MSG.
you guys be on a rotation with everyone else.
It's the mecca of basketball. Let's get that correct.
Well, the basketball's got to get a little better, but that's cool.
We're better than.
No, you're not.
I'm an emo.
He's probably saying that because, of the comments that you made the last show where you said the Knicks were better than the Heat, which is garbage.
I'm emo.
We'll find out.
I think the thing for me, but I don't know. It's so weird. It happened so quickly because Travis Kelce multiple times, even publicly, was like, "Oh, I really want to meet. I think it would be cool if I met Taylor Swift. I think it would be really cool if we met." And then all of a sudden, here we are.
There's a deeper, darker, guys.
Yeah, we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Do you think
So-
you buy in the relationship?
Hell no.
No.
And then you
So
see
this-
all the commercials for him. Like every commercial during the game was a Travis Kelce commercial. Damn near, at least to me, on my broadcast.
So I heard this story today and have not been able to verify it, but I'm going to go with it. So evidently at Taylor Swift concerts or even around Taylor Swift, they have a bracelet thing, like people make bracelets and they change them out and things like that. Evidently, Kelsey made Taylor Swift a bracelet with his phone number on it. And that's how it all got started.
Interesting. Okay.
And I heard that from some, I don't know what their fanism nickname is, but the Swifties, is that
yeah.
the fan?
Yep.
This was from a Swiftie. So
Okay. Well, it must be true then. It was on the internet from a Swiftie. Must be real.
no, like I talked with a Swiftie.
Oh, well, that
Like
that
in
gives it
person.
even. Yeah, I got it. Well, then that just totally just justifies it. Then
Yeah.
got it. Okay. Ollie, you all right over there?
Huh?
You okay?
I didn't know what we were talking about.
Oh,
Hey,
you
you
don't wanna
guys
t-
wanted to talk about Swiftie.
The refs ain't shit. and I'm tired of Taylor Swift, okay?
All right, we're tired of it. We're not talking about it anymore.
Zach Williams, baby.
Zach Williams. See, it's easy. It just flows, doesn't it? It's so much easier to say.
Yep, Mr. Williams. I like
Poor
it.
guy.
Zach Williams, future Hall of Famer.
Ooh,
I don't know. I just got a little excited. I'm sorry.
Zach Williams.
Wow.
Zach Williams. All right. So this particular note came from Allah.
But why are all my notes in there?
Well, this one,
Yeah, I didn't put anything in the notes today.
Cap comments from all the talking heads.
Yes.
Talk to me. You're a talking head. Talk to me, talking head.
I am tired of everyone coming at Colin Kaepernick for his welly
Welly.
his letter, all right? His letter that he sent to Joe Douglas and Woody Johnson.
Well, it wasn't really his letter, but
No, he wrote it. Apparently, it wasn't J. Cole. Now,
now it wasn't J. Cole.
that's what it is. It was him writing to Joe Douglas and Woody Johnson,
Okay.
and then J. Cole reshared it apparently,
Oh, okay.
and then also put his own words in there. But that was from Cap, apparently.
Okay.
All Cap's writing.
Okay.
So, saying, hey, I'll work my way from the practice squad up and da-da-da-da-da.
Right.
So now everybody's talking about it because you have people out there saying, why did he do it? You have people out there taking shots at him now because of the letter. You have everybody talking about it in some way, shape, or fashion, from Stephen A. to New York radio to who else? Greenberg said something about it. Everybody has something to say. And the point is, for what reason now? I was listening to the Breakfast Club today, and Charlemagne had Malcolm Jenkins on there, the former safety.
Yep.
And he was in there talking about him. Instead of promoting his own book, he somehow, some way had something to say about Cap. For what reason?
Well, what did he say about Cap?
He specifically said that he doesn't understand. No Super Bowl is that important, right? And he wants to know why a Super Bowl performing quarterback will now grovel to the NFL to even be a practice squad player. What does he gain out of it?
Okay.
Who cares what he gains out of it? That's what he wants to do.
Right.
What does it matter?
I mean, but it's here's the thing. It's like we're talking about talking heads, talking about other talking heads,
Absolutely.
talking about why are talking heads talking. Like it's just what we do, right? At the end of the day, that's just what
Agreed.
happens. And so again, and you and I have had this conversation off the air, where I asked the question because I mean I know that that Peter Rosenberg has made a ton of comments in the direction of Charlemagne and saying, well, he shouldn't say this, he shouldn't say that. And of course, I've done my homework, and I also realized that it's difficult since we're talking about other people talking about other people, right? Which is what they do. It's funny because, Peter Rosenberg's like, I don't know why Charlemagne's talking about Cap. Well, it's like, well, dude, you talk about everybody else all the time. And he's been in more beefs with more people than anybody out there. And his beef, by the way, started with Charlemagne all the way back in 2012. That's how long this beef has been going. So the fact that the two of them are going back and forth at one another, it's kind of like, all right, maybe I don't want to listen to the two of you anymore because obviously this is more deeply rooted than anything that you could be talking about right now, right? So it kind of takes away a little bit of the validity of that for me with those two particular individuals.
But then you have Malcolm Jenkins go on there talking when you're promoting your own book.
Right.
If you're promoting your book and whatever you did after retiring finally and talking about whatever you're doing now currently outside of football, then what's the purpose of bringing Cap up at all?
That's fair, but some of the comments that Malcolm Jenkins made are in a way similar to some of the things that you've said in regards to the NFL. So if Malcolm Jenkins is asking Kaepernick because of what you believe the NFL to be, right? Which is how some of the comments you've made sitting in this very room, which a lot of those comments I actually agree with. But if that's how you feel about the NFL, then the question should come up. I mean, people are going to ask the question. This is how you feel about it. This is how you feel the NFL is and their practices. You have settled with the NFL. You have obviously gotten some sum of money, which who knows we'll ever know what that sum of money is. And it's a league that you believe has certain practices that you don't agree with, but yet you want to go back and play. And I know that you said, hey, the guy loves football. He just wants to play the game.
What's the alternative?
Right. But he doesn't, let's be honest, I don't know that he really needs it, does he? Does he need it?
I don't think
I was
he
going to
needs
say
the money.
the pay must be good enough. He hasn't had to work in 7 years.
Agreed.
Right.
I don't think he needs the money, but at what point do we say, hey, if that's your passion, regardless of a settlement or a income or whatever you said and agreed to, do you say, hey, now at that point we no longer pursue our dreams?
Right.
So maybe he doesn't want to go out as a martyr, apparently. Maybe he just wants to play football. Yeah. Is that okay?
Right.
Because you can't just put that on him because he took that and ate that, and obviously due to all the practices, hasn't been playing for 7 years.
I'll throw this particular idea at you from Cap's perspective of playing football at a competitive level of some kind. Now, the NFL is king. We know it's the highest form of the game. Like, that's where the best of the best play, right? That getting there is the ultimate dream. He achieved that, right? I mean, he played in a Super Bowl, right? We know that we're here. But he has, I'm assuming, had the opportunity to at least continue to play even if it's not in the NFL. Like, there are other alternatives. I'm just saying, like, if you just want to keep playing the game and play at a competitive level, my question was, I always just wondered is, like, maybe if we wanted to keep it up with the idea of getting back to the NFL, why haven't we been playing competitively at some level?
If you're a wrestler,
I would have loved to have seen him in the XFL.
If you're
he
a wrestler,
could have been MVP. He could have owned that league.
I mean, I don't know about the XFL, but I mean, there's alternatives. I mean, there's a lot of alternatives.
So I go
Why
to the
not the
USFL.
XFL?
So I go to the USFL. I go to the CFL,
right,
or the Arena League.
I mean, but there are options,
or the Pop Warner League, or I go play Semi-Pro somewhere.
Right.
I mean, what is his alternative? You're playing in the NFL. Is he not better than the 32 teams? We're correct.
Right.
So he's not better than 32 backups, at least.
That's what I was just thinking. But he needs to go show us something in another league.
But
play some ball.
That's what I don't necessarily disagree with.
I'm not saying that's not valid.
That probably would have been because I think what may have happened, and again, I'm looking at this from my vantage point. I'm sort of sitting back going, okay, I am an NFL owner, I'm a GM, or whatever the case may be, right? I'm sitting there and I'm going, if I had something to look at, if I had something, if you've given me some tape other than just, I mean, because you mentioned this when we talked about it a long time ago, it was like just throwing to high school kids or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
If there was some tape, if there was something where you're actually playing competitive football, do you think that maybe that would have made the transition a little bit easier? Like if I'm a GM or I'm an owner, if I'm looking at that, I'm going, okay, I've got something to work with here. But we've gone 7 years without playing any competitive football whatsoever, and now we're trying to get back into the greatest league that we know. I'm just wondering if maybe had he been playing at some other level and we'd had something to work with, if that would have made this transition maybe a little bit easier. Again, it's just an idea, right? Just something to work with.
We will never know.
I like him in the XFL.
I don't think anybody likes the XFL.
Did you guys watch any of it?
Not 1 second.
Oh,
what's the new? So I did hear, and I don't want to get crazy with this real quick, but so we can move on. But did I hear about a merge? Does somebody know about this?
XFL and the USFL has merged apparently.
Now, The Rock owns one of those two.
He owned the XFL apparently.
Owned or still owns?
I don't know. grow anymore.
He still owns. He still owns the XFL.
Okay.
So now he owns the USXFL. I mean, because they're merged. I guess that would be the new name.
I
right?
guess the question then becomes who is the actual now, like who owns it? If they're merging, does he have majority control? Does he have controlling interest? Does the USFL, who's bigger? Is the USFL bigger?
Ew.
I mean, you're welcome.
Neither.
That's
Can we
after
say
11
neither?
o'clock. Well, I mean, yeah, obviously.
Can
but
we say neither? Yeah.
When did that merge happen?
I just read about this a few days ago.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
about a week or so
Yeah.
ago.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
man.
don't care. Dwayne, go wrestle.
He can still kick everybody's ass.
He showed up on SmackDown the other day,
I
which
saw
y'all don't
that.
know because y'all didn't watch.
I saw highlights. I didn't
Oh yeah,
watch
because
it.
Dwayne was on there, right?
Well, I mean, it's on my feed, dude. I'm like just scrolling through
Yeah, 'cause
Instagram.
Dwayne. Now you see why
What-
Taylor Swift was at the game, right? Because you
Oh,
just scroll the feed
here
and you
we
see it
go.
on your
What
Instagram.
channel does wrestling come on?
Oh Jesus!
USA.
I got an Undertaker T-shirt on today.
It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah,
Greatest of all time.
that's your man's, right?
That's my
No.
dude, man.
Wrong.
That's my guy. Why are you wearing the shirt then?
The GOAT, because this is a really nice shirt. The GOAT is Shawn
USA
Michaels.
and what else? It's on USA, right?
Yeah, and Fox currently.
Okay. See,
Yeah,
All right.
I know where some of it happens.
Dwayne,
I know where some of it resides.
go wrestle.
All right. I don't know if we'll see Cap again, but it's
Probably never.
It's still a rather interesting story to me. I think, especially now. I think it's getting even a little bit more interesting. But that's because
Everybody's talking about him talking about something that he just wants to play.
Yeah.
Let the man play football. That's it, I guess.
Does he only want to play for the Jets?
No, we got Zach Williams.
No, he wrote the letter to the Jets.
right.
I guess because Aaron went down.
Why not to the NFL? Give
I think he's tried
yourself
that already,
32 chances.
He's already tried that.
Is there deeper or darker,
Oh,
guys?
All right. All right.
We won't go there.
All right. Well, some of that might be his own doing.
Hey.
Just saying. If you took a deal, and the agreement if the agreement of the deal was, hey, you take yours and you move on, then
I agree.
they're asking, should we be having this conversation?
But then
anymore?
I guess they don't allow that. Or do they allow that if they're playing that conspiracy theory game?
That's a possibility.
The world will never know.
But the reality too is the NFL, much like the Taylor Swift story. Sorry, I'm bringing that up again. Understands that these types of conversations are what keep people invested.
Correct.
That's the
Because it's
reality.
only week 5, guys.
It's
Remember,
only week 5.
it's only week 5.
What are we going to say at the end of the season? That's going to be tough to say. It's going to be like, oh my God, it's only week 17. It's going to be hard.
Well,
It's going to be bittersweet.
somebody's going to cry.
Then we got the playoffs. Yeah, I think there's a very good chance. Well, I know I'm going to be crying. You're going to be crying. You're going to be crying.
I don't watch football.
He's going to be crying.
Oh, he's
Crispy, you're the
definitely
only one that may not be crying at the end of the season.
wrong.
It's
said
only
may
through
not.
4 weeks.
Oh,
said-
now it's
I
only
said
4
may
weeks.
not. I said
Right.
may not.
You put up 70, and all of a sudden everybody gets hype, and then you lose.
Well,
by-
I mean, it's hard not to get hype when you put up 70, bro.
and then somebody almost put 70 up on you.
I wasn't that close.
What
70.
was the score?
48 to 20.
It's almost 70.
No, it's not.
It's close.
It's a 40 burger. It's not even a 50 burger.
Close enough.
Did I see something today where the Jets have never
Oh my
led
gosh.
at all in this league this year? They have not led at all in a single game this year, I thought I saw.
I don't watch football.
Maybe it's the stadium because the Giants as well
Oh,
have not led.
Is that real?
Both of these teams have a win, which means that's not correct at all.
Yep. Because we won. Now what? And technically, by the math I have coming up, I'm going to tell you how we're better than the Dolphins.
Okay.
I got to find it. I got to
coming.
find it.
I'll tell you the math soon.
It may be in the losses. I thought I read something about that too, where
We won. We're 1-3.
Right, but in the losses, didn't lead in the game. I don't know. I thought I read something about that too. Who knows?
I saw Aaron Rodgers.
All I
so
know
saw
is
that too.
the reality too is, despite everybody wants to, they want to defend their teams, and Zach wanted to jump in there and be like, oh, that's obviously not correct. But the reality is, all our teams suck. So that part we cannot deny.
It's only week 5, guys.
It's only week 5. Sure, it's only week 5.
only week 5.
And the Falcons decided they're going to stick with Desmond Ridder. So there's that. Yeah,
Yep.
that's garbage. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We'll see. Can he turn it around against the Houston Texans? I don't think so.
Probably
But, they'll be at home. Maybe they got a shot. Who knows?
Probably not.
Anyway, we're going to move away from football for just a little bit
Finally, because the refs ain't shit.
The refs ain't shit. All right, so I want to move. I did not think we'd be doing this early. I thought it would be about another month before we really got a little heavier into this conversation. But I want to talk NBA basketball.
Oh, okay. Cool.
I really want to talk NBA basketball because there was this lengthy period of time during the offseason. Every other day it was Damian, where's he going? Where's Lillard going? Where is he going?
Not to South Beach.
Which team is he going to? Where is he going to be traded to? He's definitely getting out of Portland. Is he? We had conversations. We had multiple conversations just as the fellas just talking off camera. It's like, okay, what's happening? Is he just staying in Portland? Is he just decided that he likes all the money he gets? He's king in Portland. He's out there in the Pacific Northwest. Nobody's really paying a whole hell of a lot of attention for the simple fact that I don't stay up for 10 o'clock starting games. I'm sorry. It's just not happening.
Nope.
Not going to happen, right? I watch these teams when they come to the
why
East
doesn't
Coast.
he stay up that late?
Because he's old, guys.
Yeah,
Oh.
and this was right on the heels of him agreeing that he also doesn't stay up for 10 o'clock games.
That's because I be
Why
sleep.
is that?
That's because I be sleep.
Because he's
No,
old.
That's because I got a life. You know what? That means I talk to my daughter and my wife, and I say, you know what? This game is not that important because it's Portland versus
New York.
Memphis.
Memphis. I was just going to say Memphis, too.
I don't want to watch it.
Right.
It's Utah versus Sacramento.
Right.
I'm not watching that.
Right.
Hey, Sacramento's got a nice young
I
squad,
agree.
though.
Yeah.
I'm just saying in general. I'm not watching the game start at like 10:30.
I know.
They don't end till like don't let it go into overtime.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
no.
I'm
not
catching
watching that.
highlights. That game ain't open until 1, man.
Yep.
I'm not. No, I'm watching highlights.
West Coast basketball has the same rule as Monday Night Football. Unless my team's playing over there, I watch till halftime.
Yep.
That's all they're getting.
That's all they get out of me, man.
That's it.
That is all they're
I'll
getting.
Wake up in the morning and check Bleacher Report.
I
see
mean,
what the
I
score was.
realize you wanted to let everybody know that you're a doting dad and a loving husband, and I get
I
it.
am.
But you're like, I mean,
My daughter also told me to do the like. Hit that. Subscribe.
Okay.
Christian, remember that. Subscribe. Put the subscribe right there.
is this like some kind of prayer or something?
No, you gotta.
He just doesn't know
She
what to do
watches
with
the
his hands.
influencers on YouTube.
Okay.
Subscribe to the YouTube channel, guys. BallzOutsports.
Yeah, that's how we do it.
Yeah. So she told me how to do it.
I'm just making sure she's not staying up too late. He's talking about after if the games don't start till 10:30, you're like, well, I want to pay attention. I want to be with my daughter, but she's in school. Like, she's not up that late, right?
She runs my house.
Oh my. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I really didn't. I shouldn't have. Should just left that
Don't
alone.
open that one.
just
I'm
gonna let that-
already in trouble because apparently, yeah, you know who I'm talking to. The pod is my first love.
Oh.
We won't get into that.
Wow. I want to so badly.
Nope, don't do it.
But I'm gonna
You're
leave
gonna
it
get me in
alone.
trouble. You're gonna get me in
I'm
trouble.
gonna leave it
Don't do
alone. We'll tell Crispy about that off the air.
Yep.
All right. So
Ooh, story time.
Lillard to the Bucks after months of the inevitable move to South Beach. Lillard to the Bucks. Now, let me just say, if it wasn't Miami, I thought he was going to stay in Portland. Right? If he wasn't going to Miami, it was just Portland, and that was going to be the end of it, and we'd have another year or two of, is Lillard staying or is he going? Like, every offseason we've been talking about this for the last 3 or 4 years. And then all of a sudden,
I don't know where the Bucks came from.
I don't know either. Does anybody have any information on how the Bucks managed to jump into this?
I think we were hearing Houston might be a long shot. Maybe the Clippers.
Toronto was supposed to be a
Toronto.
late.
Right.
Toronto.
Oh yeah, Toronto was the last one I heard.
Yeah,
the
that
Knicks
was the one
can
I heard
always
last.
with all of the draft assets and expiring contract of Fournier and Mitchell Robinson on a decent deal. They can probably sneak in there.
Right.
Boston always sneaks in there. Apparently with
Typically.
their terrible trades they just made. Yeah, but it was him and Jimmy were supposed to team up in Miami. I don't know where the hell Milwaukee came from.
So apparently, I'm not sure where Milwaukee came from either, but when the talks with Miami started kind of falling apart, Lillard told the owners and the GMs at Portland that if it's not Miami, he wants to stay. And
He
was
said there's
pretty
no
much
going
told
back.
there's no going back.
Yeah.
You want it out, you're getting out.
Listen, draw a line in the sand and say, hey, you put your chips in that basket. I'm not sending you there.
Right.
I'm going to get something for you. Because you can't come back now and say, I don't want to go nowhere. Because it was, hey, I want to go to Miami. Or, first of all, it was, I'm loyal to Portland. I'm loyal to Portland. I'm loyal to Portland.
Yeah, years.
I'm not going anywhere.
Right.
I don't want to team with anybody. I can do it on my own.
Just
People will
give me
come
some-
to play with me. Right?
Right.
Yeah. And they tried.
Yep.
And then they moved pieces.
Yep.
And it was just him last year.
Yep.
And it didn't look the best.
Nope.
And now you got to, he's 31, so you got to recoup something for him. And I'm not going to send him to where he wants to go to just because he wants to go there.
Right.
Somebody drew it. Good job for drawing a line in the sand.
Yeah, I mean, that's actually a really interesting point, too, about how Portland says, yeah, nope, not coming back. South Beach ain't going to work. You're not coming back here. We're still going to find a spot. But ultimately, it really worked out for Lillard. Okay. Now, I know Crispy's a little hurt by this because he is a Miami Heat fan, but Lillard to the Bucks with that squad. Did you see that starting five?
It's okay.
Well, I saw 4 of them. I didn't see who the 5th one was.
Right. It's okay.
But yes.
I mean,
It's okay.
you've got, outside of Jokic, you have the most dominant player in the league.
Giannis?
Yes.
Okay.
And Lillard has proved, I don't need to sell Lillard to anybody, do I?
No. Dame is Dame.
I mean,
Like, I'm
Dame
not
has been
doubting that.
killing it in this league for years.
But what did,
Consistently.
but so
Is
just
this a
thinking,
one and done?
just thinking basketball wise, right? He pairs well with Giannis,
I don't see any reason why it wouldn't.
pick and roll. So
Right.
maybe you take the ball more out of Giannis's hands, right? Where he had trying to make moves or take a bad shot, right? Hopefully Chris Middleton is healthy.
If he's healthy, he's just nasty.
Another spacer.
I mean, remember the year they won the championship?
Absolutely.
He was the guy.
the local guy.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
from here.
Yep.
Brooke stays kind of offensive rebounder now / shoot the three,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Stretch the, so it could work.
Yeah.
But what other pieces do they have? They like really gutted like everything else.
Sure.
And Drew was like the glue guy there. They won a ring with
Drew's-
him.
Yeah.
And Giannis said, "Hey, I wouldn't have won a ring without Drew."
Yeah.
Now he's gone.
Yeah.
So now what?
But you got Dame.
That's a good thing to have.
It really is, and I don't know, where does this put the Bucks? I mean, we could say over the course of the entire league, East and West Coast, but let's just talk about the East, right? Let's talk Eastern Conference. So, where are the Bucks in the Eastern Conference for you right now with this move?
Who came out the East last year?
Holla.
They're terrible. So,
I still don't know how you justify that, but that's fine. You have your reasons.
I don't want to break it down, but okay. 1, maybe 2.
Okay.
Because what did the Heat finish as?
How you
I mean,
mean?
they came in
What's
as an
seed?
8. You were an 8 seed or 9? Like you.
Yeah, we were 8 seed
Yeah,
last
you had
year.
to play in. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because we beat the 1 seed, the 2 seed, 4 seed.
Okay. You got hot
You know.
at the right time. Things happen. It's okay.
Yeah.
And you couldn't.
I don't even
finish
think
it
we
off, but
Knicks
okay.
were. Did y'all get
Not
second
at all.
round?
Yeah, we made it.
There you go.
I'll take it.
That's a true New Yorker.
I'll take it.
We made it.
You made it.
Hey, I'm a Knicks fan.
Hey, you know what?
Yeah.
That's how. Hey, I'm a Hawks fan. We made it.
That's it.
We
We
got
made
into
it.
the playoffs. That's my. That's where I am with my teams, except for the Braves. That's fine. Give them all of them. They just apparently they can afford more of them than anybody else. That's fine.
Clearly.
They have the best GM in all of baseball, and that's not even close.
We won't talk about baseball.
Yeah, well, we're going to here in a little while.
We don't
But
wanna bore anybody.
I'm just going to say it. I mean, they're one. They're one.
Outside of what Milwaukee becomes because of the trade, right?
Right.
We know what Giannis is and what Dame is.
Right.
They'll put pieces around, right?
They will. They'll figure it out.
Mid-level contracts,
sure.
vets, or
Because once you get a guy like Dame, people are going to want to come play there.
period.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
But what the hell is Boston doing? Those trades made no sense to me. Smart's gone. That's the glue. in your team.
That was the worst move they could have made.
Smart's gone.
Yep.
You get rid of the 6th man of the year in Brogdon,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
I don't think he should have won it, but he was the 6th man of the year,
Yeah. Yep.
right?
Yep.
You get rid of your best defender other than Smart, because Smart's gone, right? Robert Williams, he's your true big on that team because Horford's kind of a tweener now, right? He's not a big anymore.
And he's a little long in the
and
tooth.
he's old.
But he's still playing at a
Agreed.
pretty decent level.
But
solid.
you're
He's
big.
solid.
Yeah.
Your defender, your energy guy, that was Robert Williams. Yes, he couldn't stay healthy.
Right.
He wasn't always on the court, but when he's on the court, he made a difference.
Mm-hmm.
You got rid of him now to bring back what? A 33-year-old Drew Holiday?
Still, I mean, he's a great player.
He can ball. I like him.
I do too.
So what? But they don't have a big three now.
Right.
And then you're I love KP, but you're banking on the fact that KP can kind of do what? Become a Brook Lopez?
And I mean, how far is that going to take you? I mean, I like Brook Lopez, but he's
Brook Lopez.
He's Brook Lopez. He's a very good big, but he's not the type of guy that you build a franchise.
Not
around,
anymore.
right?
Not anymore. No.
Even at his peak, it was still. I think he's actually gotten better. He's become a better basketball player as he's gotten older, right? He's just a smarter basketball player now. But even when he was peaking, it was like, yeah, he's close, but I still wouldn't have put him in that top 3, 4, 5 guys
Not at all.
that position, right?
And KP has regressed since the Knicks years.
Yeah.
And I wanted him to come back to the Knicks, but that didn't happen.
Yeah.
They lost Grant
The
Williams
fact
to the
that KP
Mavs.
can't keep a job, by the way, it can't stay with anybody consistently. Just doesn't.
I don't think it's the consistency. I think it's the fact that he, as an athlete, thinks you're better than what you are at that point in time, right?
Yeah.
I should have everything run through me, and I am the former star and get 20 touches a game, and that stuff doesn't happen anymore.
Yeah.
Especially when you go to that team, Tatum and Brown.
Yeah.
I'm really surprised they kept both of them.
That's what I thought they would move from.
I
like
thought
one
of
them.
the two was gone. I thought for sure one of the two was gone.
Well, wasn't it Tatum too, Crispy, that made the comment? Because I think we talked about this, that when they got rid of Smart, Tatum was absolutely like dumbfounded.
Yep.
Like
He's
openly,
not happy about that.
publicly pissed about the fact that they didn't keep Smart. And
Smart was the glue of that team. He said all we got to do is win one, and that was enough for his team to say, let's go, kind of thing. So I think that Smart is not smart on Boston's part.
I mean, a dog. I think that's the one thing. When
I
I
love
always
him.
think about Smart, he's just a dog. Like, he's willing to do anything.
He looks like a dog, too.
I mean, you know what? But I would don't get bit by that dog, dude. I mean, he would tussle with anybody.
He's a little overrated. Defender-wise, he wasn't the defensive player of the league that year. He shouldn't have won it. Playing in Boston, playing in that market, the Celtics, the aura. Yes, you're going to – just like Brogdon last year. He wasn't the 6th man of the year, but he got it.
I mean, but here's the thing, though. I could walk out the store and ask somebody else the same question, and they're going to disagree with you. I mean, it's subjective, right?
Who
I mean,
knows
it's like
Malcolm Brogdon?
Huh?
Other than us, who knows Malcolm Brogdon?
I don't know.
Nobody.
Well, I mean, I don't know that
And that's why he got traded.
That's fair.
Yep.
I just thought that it fit, though, right? Smart was the great fit there. I just thought it
Agree.
worked.
I agree. It worked.
I'm really curious as to why. Did we ever really was there anything that we got? Did we get something back saying this is why we made this decision? We thought that Smart not being here was the better decision for us as an organization, that we're moving in a different direction because we're changing our philosophy on how we're playing this game. I mean, I just never heard anything. Crispy, was there anything?
I got my two parts are, one, I think they've been with this pretty much same core for last 4 years or so, and it didn't happen. So they got to say, hey, we got to break this up somehow, but we want to try to keep these guys, the Tatums and the Brown. And then when they brought in KP, it's like, oh, gosh, this is a lot of money we're paying just these three guys. Let's try to get rid of some salary, try to keep a bench going here. But their starters, I think, are going to have to play a lot of minutes.
They did last
So I think
year,
it's a
too.
combination
did.
of fit, they had to change something, and money.
I don't know.
I don't like Boston. I've said that on this
Well,
podcast,
yeah,
right?
well, yeah. You say it oftentimes off the podcast.
Well,
too,
I
which
gotta
is-
let y'all know. From New York, baby. All right? Brooklyn, son. I love you, Brooklyn. That was
Okay.
too much out. Just let you know that.
All right. You were gonna say something else, and then you just got sidetracked with "I'm New York, baby." And
I mean, I rep Brooklyn.
No, Brooklyn.
Brooklyn, son.
He's Brooklyn, son.
Brooklyn.
Staten Island.
Boston is, I don't think the Celtics are going to do anything this year.
Oh, I don't think so either.
Do they regress to 6-7 maybe?
Probably. Still a playoff team, sure. Yep.
Agree. When
I
you
think
got those two,
Yeah.
yes, I get it.
Yep. As long as they
just
stay
don't-
healthy, of
I
course,
just
but-
don't. I don't know where they find anything else. They've given up a lot.
Yeah.
They gave up 2 draft picks too
Yeah.
to go get Drew Holiday. Okay. And gave up Marcus Smart. I just don't understand it. It's not addition by subtraction.
Right.
That's subtraction by subtraction.
Yeah. Yeah. That's that guy math.
It's all right. Whatever makes it easier for me to get there.
I'll take
To
it.
the finals.
I'll take it.
Yeah, I have so where does I mean, are they the favorites in the East?
Who?
The Bucks.
The Bucks, yeah. They're gonna.
I
yeah,
would
they're
say
gonna
East
be.
right
I
now?
would say so. Yeah.
Okay. And second only behind in the league, or
Nah.
where do you have them ranked? So you've got a couple of West Coast teams, or what
Still. Yeah.
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 You
So you
probably
got
got.
Western
You know,
Conference.
you got Utah. You're probably gonna have Phoenix.
I think.
I'm going to tell
You still
y'all
got the
right now.
Nuggets.
Isn't it still Denver at the
Sacramento.
top,
I
right?
am drinking all kinds of Kool-Aid with Sacramento
Agreed.
this year.
Yeah. That's a good squad. They're still very young.
Oh
Yeah.
god.
But Mike Brown is coaching them up.
Yeah.
out there.
He is such a good coach.
Yep.
He's such a good coach.
Yep.
Sacramento.
I
That's
think
the-
Portland got better. Not saying because you give away Dame,
Right.
but they brought pieces back. They brought Ayton in,
Yep.
right? So you lost Nurkic,
He's never really gotten.
but they
Ayton needs
but
to
they,
take
but
another,
they brought,
another step.
but you bought another big in, right?
Yep.
You replaced something that you lost.
Yeah.
You brought Drew in,
Yep.
but you still have Scoot, the rookie there,
Yep.
right? You still have pieces there, and they got 2 first-round picks. They brought people in.
Yeah.
So I think they might be better. And
And
they
then
played
didn't
well
they
last
draft
year.
a young?
Ish.
Didn't they draft a young guard? And that was the whole like, why'd they take him if they got Damian? Kind of thing.
Agreed.
I thought they drafted
I mean,
a young point
and
guard,
that's
and
what
he's
he
supposed to be
kind of
pretty
had
special.
Yeah, Scoot Henderson. Oh, that's the.
I think we got him now. There we go. We got him. Yeah, they drafted Scoot, right?
Yeah.
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 I don't know. Denver won, right? You got to give them their due.
Denver and Phoenix. I mean, you got KD, Devin Booker, Bradley Beal. They got a big now who will go down in the paint, and Nurkic, right? Nurkic is underrated.
Yeah. I know. When it comes to Phoenix, and I'm not saying this because it's KD, because he's won a title. Now he had to go to Golden State to do it.
Oh, taking shots.
But I respect. I mean, dude's nasty, right? I mean, he's an amazing player. But it's not KD. It's Phoenix. It's Phoenix who have always, as long as I've been watching basketball, been the team that's
Right there.
close. So close, and then find a way to Phoenix, right? They find a way to just not get. I mean, when Barkley was there and Dan Marley were there, I mean, like
Kevin Johnson.
yeah, I mean, that squad was ridiculous, right? And then over the last, even if you just go over the last few years,
Let's go. And then you got Nash and Stoudemire,
Right.
and
Yep.
and Marion, right?
which was a team that was hell bent on running the floor, scoring 150 a night, and not defending anybody.
Because of goddamn Mike D'Antoni.
Right.
I
Who-
hate Mike D'Antoni.
You know that
too.
guy, don't you?
No,
you
we-
know Mike D'Antoni,
Whoa.
don't you?
I don't watch basketball.
We don't want to talk about that, do we?
No, we forget about those years in New York.
Oh man, I tell you what. But that's what I'm saying about Phoenix, though. It's like you've got to show me that you are going to get over the hump. And the problem for Phoenix is is that there are these other teams that they're going up against. Sacramento are on the rise. Denver's still the #1 team in the West. Like, you have all these other teams, and it's always
Golden
seems like
State.
yeah, timing.
Golden State might have a last run in them.
I mean, they're going to go for it. They're going to put all their chips in. We'll see what happens.
Is CP still there?
They're old guys.
I mean, but they can
Is CP still
ball.
there?
He is.
Yep.
But they got
Yeah.
Stephen Curry. He'll shoot it from anywhere.
From anywhere
go.
and
Yep.
still makes it.
Splash Brothers.
So it's like one of those where, Phoenix, hey, we're right there. And it's like, yeah, but you got all this other mountain you got to climb to show us that you could get over the hump. Are they talented? Yes. Can KD take him there? I believe so. But show me, baby. Got to show me.
Yeah.
This is KD's last year. Then he's coming to South Beach. So
This
That's
happens
why I don't
all
like
the time.
the Heat fans right there.
You can't. You're a fan of the Knicks. You don't have a
But that's
leg
why I
to
don't hate-
stand on.
So the Knicks, right?
Oh, here we go. Is this why
We go for people
Uh-huh.
a little bit after we should go for them, right? Normally.
You have great intentions.
It's changed recently.
Right.
Right? Under new management. I can't say ownership. Dolan needs to go. That's another story.
Knicks fans, you've been saying this for I've lost count of how many years I've been hearing this comment.
Is it not true?
No, it's totally true.
Okay.
Didn't he finally? Is he on the Rangers too?
Yes.
Is he still on the Rangers?
And Madison Square Garden itself.
Oh my god!
And Cablevision.
So he's always going to own the Knicks. Yeah. Show me the
We
money.
need to get rid of his ass.
I don't think that's ever going to happen.
Vote him out. But the Knicks, we go after people typically after they're a little long in the tooth.
Yeah.
It's changed recently. But the Heat will go after everybody.
that's right.
I want this one. I want that one. I want this one. I want that one. KD's coming here. Oh, no, Dame's coming here. Oh, no, LeBron's coming here, which he did,
But you did.
right?
Yep.
Oh, no, this one's coming here.
Yep.
Then that was coming here.
Yep.
And we're going to
Well,
get
it's
that
a tax-free state. That's always a plus.
selling
You got
point.
the Godfather as the man. I mean, it's a nice area to play basketball. Got history. Got a great coach.
one. Right, Tony Montana, too.
There you go. It's party town. I mean,
Yeah, party.
it's a nice destination to go to.
Say hello. Do a hello, front.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Nobody want to go there. Nobody cares.
Oh,
Hey, somebody else in this room went to Miami recently and can't wait to go back. So,
Who?
yeah, he's over there. His
What
name's
is that?
Zach. Yeah.
I know what he did when he went there.
Uh-huh.
Hey, check the intro. This was Zach was
Hey, that's
doing.
another show. That's another show.
nice.
Yeah, Zach was in South Beach not too long ago. How was that? Like, what, about a month ago now? About right? 3 weeks ago? 4
Yeah,
weeks
about a month ago for my buddy's bachelor party.
Yeah.
Good time. Good time.
See, good times, right?
ago? Yeah. South Beach. He can't wait to go back. He was a little upset that some of the fellas weren't quite up to snuff. He wanted to do a little bit more, and they couldn't hang.
A little bit.
Couldn't hang.
A little bit more booger sugar.
He's ready to. Yeah. Well, you know what? Maybe he just had more than everybody else. I don't know.
He's got to stop it.
All right. So speaking of drugs,
Whoa, nice segue.
we're going to segue right into the Atlanta Braves. I did that just for you because, of course,
they-
you're under the impression that every single member of the Braves organization is doing steroids.
I mean, they 50-something homers for this guy, 40 and 70 for that guy off of a messed up kneecap, right? You got a catcher hitting like 25, 30 home runs, and then your shortstop and you know how I feel about Austin Riley, but that's another story.
Okay.
He got how many home runs he got?
Oh, Austin?
Yeah.
37.
Again, another 37. The ball is juiced.
We should have known what we were going to see at the All-Star game.
The ball is juiced, guys, in Atlanta.
We had, 7 out of the 9?
Oh, yeah.
At the All-Star
At
game?
the All-Star game, yeah.
The ball.
Entire infield, I believe, and a pitcher in the bullpen. I mean, let's go.
Hey, look, you're just going to have to deal with this.
We're the Brave
okay?
fans. We're Brave fans.
Here's the
guys.
thing. Before
We won 177 games.
Aaron Rodgers goes down, all we could hear from you was talk and talk and talk and talk and talk about the Jets.
It was justifiable
nonstop.
talk.
God himself has literally come to quarterback for the New York Jets. Then he goes
think that's what
down,
they said.
and other folks want to maybe have a moment in the sun. And all you want to do is just shit all over that, right?
I'm a Mets fan.
I
you know have
what?
to.
Well, that's just too bad. And you know what else sucks about that for you is that the Marlins and the Phillies also got into the playoffs.
And they ain't going to do nothing either. So now what?
I'm not worried about them anyway.
Three out of the division.
Because we won 127 games this year, guys. And we have
didn't make it.
57 home runs for our first baseman.
I don't think anybody sounds like that except for you.
And then Ronald Acuna, MVP year, he has 40 and 70.
Well, here's the thing about that. I'm so glad you brought that up. Thank you for
That
this.
is
You could take a
really
nap
good.
for a moment if you'd like to. But I will say this. So you have Ronald Acuna Jr., who 337 batting average. Matt Olson with 54 home runs. Olson also led the team with 139 RBI. You had on-base percentage, Acuna 416, and he also led the team in hits with 217. So I actually had this conversation with Zach not too long ago, and despite the fact that Zach is a Mets fan, we had this conversation the other day.
Good job, Zach.
That even though what's tough for baseball is the fact that the last month of the season for baseball coincides with the first month of the season for the NFL. So nobody cares about the last month of the regular season of baseball. So that's why we're so looking like if you're a baseball fan at all, you're ready for the playoffs because it's been sidelined, right? Nobody's really talking about it. And Zach brought up an interesting point the other day, which, again, I was pleasantly surprised to hear this.
Why? Because he's a Met fan?
Yes, actually, yes. That's exactly why.
That's a hate crime.
That's okay. I hate the Mets, and
That's okay. Yo, we're okay in hate crimes now. This is crazy.
Well, I mean, you're
Walking
the
hate
one.
crimes.
You're the
Walking
one.
hate
You're the
crimes.
one that brought it up.
That was a
so
hate crime.
I just agreed with you.
That was a hate crime.
That's fine. He's a Mets fan, and I hate the Mets, and so therefore that's a hate crime. So he brings this up, and it was a very interesting point. He said, with everything going on in the NFL and all the storylines and the Swifties and the this and the that and the third, he's like, I don't think that, and I think I got this right. I don't think that the numbers that Acuna has put up this year have been given the type of respect that it should have been given.
I agree. I would agree on that.
Yeah.
And listen, as a guy who likes sports,
Yep.
Acuna put up a crazy year.
I mean,
It's 47
never
the
been done.
first year, right?
Right.
No one ever seen that.
There's no way he does not get the MVP.
oh, it's
right?
not even.
Well, Mookie had.
We don't care.
Mookie. Betts had a really good year as well, though.
His name is Mookie.
It is Mookie
Why do you
Betts.
do that?
Oh, okay. I just want to make sure I said
You
it
haven't
right,
figured this
you know?
out yet?
I don't like the way he said
Care-
Mookie.
Mookie Betts.
It sounded like he was about to say Milky. I was like,
Right.
Milky.
Kuna should for sure win the MVP.
It's not even close.
Okay. I just want to make sure of that.
I mean,
don't care.
Just wanna make
we
sure of
talked
that.
about 40-40 is in itself. It's just like, it's astronomical.
Lindor did 30-30, guys.
Right.
Just letting you know
Yeah,
that.
huge season. I mean, that's unbelievable.
But the Mets suck.
But
Hey, how many stolen bases did Albies have?
4.
Albies ended up with
See, these Braves guys. man.
13.
Oh,
Yeah.
It was close to 4. I was close.
The second most was Harris with 20. I mean, that just goes to show. I mean, 41 home runs was 41 was the final, and 73 stolen bases. I mean, 41 and 73. It's absurd. I thought you were over there doing guy math again. I thought you
No,
were
I
trying
was
to-
just
because
telling
when
you
it comes to baseball, statistically speaking, it's somewhat
I was
mind-boggling.
just
If
telling
you're
you.
tired, it's kind of like
No, I was just telling you I don't care.
oh, you don't care? Okay, that's fine.
Braves.
That's okay. It's okay that you don't care.
So what I'm saying is the great season that you guys have had,
Yep,
right?
Yep. Well, not me. I'm not. I don't play for them.
Close enough.
The Braves have played. The Braves have
Close
had,
enough.
yes.
And Olsen hit 70 home runs, and he had a 40-90.
You had 4 guys, by the way, that went over 100 RBI.
So just
did we end up with the most
Such a child.
home runs for the
hate
year?
the Braves.
What's that?
Did we end up with the most home runs for the season as a team?
We ended up
I
with
think we were-
307. So yeah, we actually tied the modern day record for the most home runs in a single season.
Okay. Was it the Twins
I think so.
from a couple of years back?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Okay, so you
You
had
see
this
that
great
final
year.
number.
You had this great year. If nothing happens in the playoffs, then what? Is it a great year for no reason? The Mets won 100-plus games last year and then got knocked out in the wild card.
Well, I mean, Of course, there's a level of disappointment there, but you can't. You always the season is not like you flush it. Like it's not like next year we can't remember what happened the year before, even because winning a World Series is a difficult proposition, like it is winning a championship in any sport. It's not like
it's only week 5.
So the Jets are coming back to win.
Zach Williams,
baby. It's difficult, and so there's no guarantees. Anything could happen. Pitchers go down, players go down, injuries happen, whatever the case may be. And I'm not trying to pre-excuse anything that may happen to this team, but winning a World Series is difficult. I mean, it's one of the most difficult sports in the world to play.
Right.
And if they were to go on to, say, the National League Championship Series and lose that, am I disappointed? Yes, that they didn't go on to win the World Series after such a great season, but it's still a great season. It's still a season to remember. I mean, that Acuna season in itself, those numbers in itself are going to go down historically as one of the greatest seasons we've seen by a player ever.
Okay.
Ever.
Agreed. I'm just gonna keep hating though.
Well, I get it. I understand that.
Yep.
I don't blame you for that.
Yep. I'm gonna keep.
I'm not even mad at you for that.
Thank you.
But you're gonna have to deal with this for now.
Nope.
Yeah,
Stop
we're
it.
just
You
getting
are.
started. There's going to be a lot of Braves talk because baseball playoffs are here.
I'm just gonna sit that one out.
I did actually tell Zach this stat the other day as well. This is one of those hidden stats. You remember me telling me this the other day about Ozuna and the stat. I think we talked about this the other day when we were chatting.
Yeah, I do remember.
This is a very Marcell Ozuna's stat it's a very strange one. So in the last 2 seasons,
That's the domestic violence guy, right?
was
Exactly.
it, nothing happened.
Yep. Oh, we don't. That's what we say.
Well, I mean, did he end up going to jail?
He did actually.
Did he get convicted of the crime?
I don't know because he
No.
plays for the Braves
He
and the
did not.
Braves juice. So
Oh,
then they got him
okay.
off, so,
All right. So because he plays for the Braves, that's why he didn't get convicted of this crime. Got it. Okay.
Yep.
Cool. Good job. Appreciate that.
You're welcome.
So Ozuna on the last 2 seasons as a DH has 49 home runs in the last 2 seasons as a DH. Second only to one other player in the league in the last 2 seasons.
To who?
The pitcher from L.A.
Yep.
Shohei.
Yep.
You know I was going to murder that name.
He will be a Met next year, guys.
70. I think he ended up with I think it was like right at 70. 70 home runs over the last 2 seasons as a DH.
Otani.
Yeah.
Come on
That
over.
dude's- ooh.
He's going to be a Met next season.
He will be.
He won't be
Oh,
a
for
pitcher
sure?
anymore. He's just going to be a DH.
Definitely happening. Is there something I don't know, or you're just shaking your head like nodding because you're like, oh yeah, he's Kevin.
Uncle Steve's going to throw him the bag.
Okay. All right.
Oh, come on now. Come on.
And how many games will you win next season?
It don't matter
Oh.
as long as we beat you guys.
I can't remember what the head-to-head was this year, but it wasn't very flattering in your favor.
I didn't watch any of it.
I totally forgot that even though some of you folks, obviously, well, all of you actually aren't going to see or hear this for a little bit, there's actually playoff baseball going on right now.
And nobody watched it.
I've actually been watching it the entire show.
Minnesota took game over Toronto 3-1. Texas beat Tampa Bay 4-0. Actually impressive. And you've got 2 games going on right now. Middle 6th, it's Arizona over Milwaukee, currently 4-3, and Philly over the Marlins, currently at bottom 5, 3-0. So, yeah, playoff baseball's here. I do.
I'm excited for the playoff
I
just
enjoy playoff
because
baseball.
the regular season is way too long. So it's like, can we just take like 30 games away from the regular season and just get it going?
I still
'Cause
think it
it's-
should only be 100 games. Let's just make it 100 games flat and just call it a day.
Like they did the COVID season.
Yep.
Yep.
I was totally okay with that.
Finish the World Series before football starts?
Yep. I'd
I'm
be
okay with that.
I
I'd
care.
be okay with that.
I don't care how many.
Hey, when
games
was the
they
last
get.
time the Braves had a NL MVP?
A National League.
Too much Braves talk, man. I can't do this.
I know Chip won in '99.
Oh, we call him Chip now.
He does.
Well,
That's his. Don't.
Just Chip. We call him Chip.
That's
Yeah.
We're
his
on
guy.
first name basis.
Don't.
Just
that's,
Chip.
That's his guy.
I probably need to get him on the show. Let him know we're doing this. I hadn't talked to him in a while.
That's fair. Make it
I gotta
happen.
reach out. I gotta reach out to him.
Zach.
2020, Freddie Freeman won.
Oh, Freddie, that's right.
And he's a Dodger now. I don't care.
Oh, Freddie.
We don't care.
Dang it, Freddie.
Yeah, Freddie.
We don't care.
Yeah. That's our competition is the Dodgers.
Braves, man. Braves.
You'll be okay. Oh, it's going to be okay. You might as well just get sort of comfortable with this now, because this is a conversation that's going to continue to happen over the next few weeks.
Okay.
Let's switch gears. Let's get back to some baseball talk, because this is something I know you absolutely wanted to talk about, especially on the heels of Braves talk, knowing that Crispy is also a Braves fan. But we wanted to talk a little bit about, and I'll start this, is that Dolphins-Bills game. And Crispy, I hate to do this to you, but I did not see that coming. I'm watching this game, and I'm seeing this. And if we were, at Switch TV, and there's another game, and Zach and I are watching the TV at one point, and the score keeps coming across the bottom, because at one point, much to our chagrin, we were watching the Texans and the Pittsburgh game just for Coco's sake, but it didn't last too long because it was terrible. But we did get to see the 99-yard interception return by Carolina over Minnesota, but Minnesota ultimately pulled that game out, sending the Carolina Panthers to what is that? What are they now? 0-4. It's fantastic. But I kept seeing this score, and I'm like, what the hell is happening? And I'm looking at Josh Allen's numbers, and this guy is like, he's at this point of the game, he's still perfect. At this point, I think he was still something crazy. I don't know. At one point, wasn't he still 10 for 10 or hadn't missed something like that? And he ended up with a perfect quarterback rating at the end of the game anyway, I believe. So for a team and a quarterback specifically who hadn't really shown us much going into this game against Miami, a team that looked like they'd been struggling a little bit, trying to find themselves. I was very impressed, by their ability to do what they did, to put up 48 points. And, Crispy, that was one of the concerns that you had, is that while you could score a ton, you were concerned that maybe you could be scored on. And what I don't know, because I really didn't see all of it, is what exactly did we see from Buffalo's defense? Because remember at the beginning of the year, and we all talked about this a little bit, was we know that the Bills still lack a dynamic running game. It's still something I think that they're going to have a problem with come later on in the season, especially if they can get into the playoffs. Cold weather time, you want to be able to slow the pace down a little bit. You want to slow the clock down some. But the concern also was Buffalo's defense. Like, it wasn't just, Buffalo can't get anything going offensively, but defensively was also something that we were concerned about as well. This team manages to shut down, for the most part. I mean, if you want to talk about 20 points being shut down, but by comparison, the numbers, the Dolphins didn't do much. And I'm curious, and Crispy, I know you watched, so we'll start with you with this. What went wrong for the Dolphins offensively? I mean, what was it about Buffalo that changed the dynamic of what we'd seen from this offense the first 3 weeks of the season?
I got Zach checking on something for me. I thought I heard during the broadcast, you're looking at number one offense versus number one defense. I don't know why I thought I heard that. Zach, hopefully you can find that ranking for us. But, it was the start of the game. It was back and forth. Buffalo drives down scores. We drive down score. They drive down score. We drive down score. And then what's their number one wide receiver's name again?
So now he doesn't know his name all of a
Stephon
sudden.
Diggs?
Yeah.
He got to work on us. He got 3 touchdowns on us. There was a play where he caught it on the sidelines. There was a pass interference. 2 guys came over there to tackle him. They miss. That's his first big run of the game. They go up 28-14 at that moment, and then that's when it all went downhill from there. It was nothing like – I'm going to say it was pressure on Tua. I think they were throwing off the timing. They weren't really worried about the receiver's timing. It was more so getting Tua's timing out. Before that game, I think Tua had only been sacked once. Not quite sure what they finished with the sacks, but they were able to get to him quite often. But, I'm going to give the Buffalo Bills their due. They showed up. They were at home. They had the crowd. Their defense came at us. They were physical, and they were definitely the better team.
It seems like excuse after excuse after excuse. They got cooked.
Yeah, I just gave them praise.
No, I'm just talking about the Dolphins because remember you put up the 70 ball and everybody was saying, "Oh, the Dolphins is the greatest thing since sliced bread out there in the streets." And then what happened? They
Out there in these streets.
They got cooked. That's it.
Yeah.
They just got cooked. It's okay.
Yeah, we lost to a good team.
You're right, and I got some math for y'all too.
But here's so I love the wisdom. They got cooked.
That's
so
it.
We're just going to leave it at that.
No, it's just that I mean, listen.
No, I get it, but again, I preface this with Buffalo didn't. It's just all of a sudden they just kind of they found themselves just
Correct.
like boom, just like that because they look nothing like this.
Because they lost to Zach Williams to open the season.
So what did that piss them off? I figured they would have jumped
Probably.
back more quickly than that. But
Listen.
Yeah, and to your point about their running game, I mean, James Cook?
yeah,
Dalvin's brother.
He's their guy. I mean, he's really doing well. He's been over 100 yards of total scrimmage yards last 2 or 3 games. The guy's legit, and I think that is going to be their running back for moving forward. They talked about Allen playing smarter. I think he's referred to it as boring ball, I think is what they referenced it as. So, Buffalo's was one of the favorites at the beginning of the season. We came out, let's keep this in mind, right? We came out against a Denver team that is really bad, and we were able to run up a lot of points on them. So, the media kind of hyped up the Dolphins, all this greatest show on
Only
turf
the
kind of
media.
thing. And, reality is, and,
Yep.
they had to play
Yep.
Buffalo Bills,
Yep.
and
Only the
they
media
got waxed.
Only the media hyped it up, by the way, guys. No one said that, hey, we got Tyreek Hill, and we have Jalen Waddle, and we have Tua, and we have this, and we have that, right? Everybody said it.
Yeah.
Just only the media said it, though.
Yeah.
Okay. Couldn't beat the Bills.
No.
Cooked. We
Now
beat
give
the
us
Bills.
your circle. Let's see this circle. Let's hear that circle.
You already know
goes.
the circle. We beat the Bills, who beat you, right? So technically, we're better than you, and the Bills are better than us because they lost to us. But then the Patriots beat who? Y'all beat the Patriots, right? Who
Yeah,
beat
we
the
beat
Jets?
the Patriots.
Who beat the Bills? Right. It's
We
only
beat
week.
the Jets.
It's only week 5, guys. And we all
Lots
beat
of football.
And we all beat each other in the division already. So the 70
we'll
ball
sweep
goes
y'all.
away. The 70 ball goes away, and then Zach Williams has Denver coming up this week. So yeah, that's going to be an interesting matchup.
Ooh, I would love to be able to next Tuesday talk about how Denver finally gets their first win against y'all.
Damn, if they do, then I'm really not watching football for the rest of the year.
Ooh.
I know you had to get the circle. It's the AFC East circle. It happened. Just pay attention.
We gotta have to get a wager in Jets Dolphins. We have to get something exciting put
I
together.
don't bet
for
on
this.
games, guys.
you definitely don't want to bet on that game.
Why would I?
Guys, I mean,
But there's the lights.
You see what time it is?
yep, it's 11 o'clock. Lights are out. The party's over.
Nasty time.
Yeah, I don't know. I just, again, I was just a little bit shocked. Not that the Bills couldn't necessarily win that game, but I was just shocked by how it went down. I think more than anything else. I expected it to be closer than it was. It wasn't.
We've seen this start from the Dolphins last year as well.
Right.
3-0,
That's right.
high powered. And then I told you, I said, hey, now you guys going to the north, right? Whether it be early in the season or not, you're going up there. It's week 4 at the time. And then you're going to probably take a loss because it's a divisional game. Divisional games always happen like that. You're going to get punched in the mouth, and they got punched in the mouth. Now it's how you rebound afterwards.
That's right. Yeah, and I'm excited for the film here, seeing what they were doing to make us better. Right. I really think it was the pressure up front. Here comes the excuses for y'all. We did lose our left tackle midway through the game. Big piece of that, right? And that's where they were hitting us the strongest at, and we had to bring in the tight end, so we lost a little bit of that. We did have to try to start working in Waddle. We hadn't had him playing with us, so trying to get that ball spread out there. They were able to shut down the running game. So, and that's a big part of the offense. When the running game's going, it does allow us to stretch out that defense. So, I made a funny in there and I missed it. Dang it.
No, you did not make a funny in there at all.
Oh,
Are you all right over there? All right, you got a thumbs
somebody
up.
must have hurt themselves.
I don't know why Allah can't control himself at this point right now, but Zach is okay.
All right.
Zach unfortunately tumbled out of the chair.
The chair went down. The chair went down.
Chair went down.
You went down too, like the Giants. Hey,
Oh, shit. Oh, no, you did not. You did not.
oh, that
just do
came
that.
at the proper time too.
Oh, man.
I'm sorry,
that
Zach.
is rough.
Sorry, Zach.
That is a rough one.
Christian needs to get him some better chairs.
It's just he had to throw somebody under the bus. That's Christian's fault. So as long as you're okay, just checking on you again. Everything is good. All right. It's probably just a little ego bruise at this particular moment.
He got a bruise on his ass cheek.
I get it. I get it.
Any chance we got any footage of that?
We
That would be
should've.
great.
You know what the crazy thing about it was? Cal didn't even wake up. That freaking chair went down and made a serious bang, and Cal's over there just a Zing away.
Oh,
boy.
man.
Absolutely nuts. All right, so a couple of quick things because we've got a list we've got to get to. It's a list that we said that we were going to talk about. We mentioned it last week, and we are going to talk about it this week. It's our top 5 greatest comedic stand-ups, or stand-up comics.
Top 5
excuse me.
comedians.
Top 5 stand-up comics.
Yeah.
Because that's how we basically judge. That's how I judge comedians.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where we're going to go with that. But really quickly before we do, and I know we're going to do this in just a moment, but one of the things I wanted to mention that I had here was the fact that we've talked a little bit about how the NFL right now, from my vantage point anyway, the product is still. I'm not going to call it good or bad, right? I don't necessarily want to put that label on it right now, but it's so topsy-turvy right now. Like, I don't know what to make of it when I'm watching the game. I don't know what's going to happen. We've seen here's an example of a game. Philly beats Washington 34-31
In overtime.
in overtime,
Yeah.
right? At the beginning of that, the first half of that game, Washington's actually up 17-10.
Mm-hmm.
And then Philly pulls ahead. And then Washington comes back. And then Philly comes back. And they get into overtime, and Philly ends up winning. This was a Commanders team who I think got close to being shut out last week. This is a Philly team so far who offensively
We talked about that.
not
the
so
regression
sure
of-
about
yep,
right.
yep.
Not so sure about them
And
right
that
now.
defense isn't looking as well as they were speculated to be.
Yeah, like that speculation was they were going to dominate everyone, and then maybe just a slight weakness would be somewhere in the safety area in the safety department. But a crazy finish there. You've got games like with Minnesota finally getting a win, Carolina still without a win so far in the season, going
Doo-doo.
They're 0-4. You have this Rams team that is dominating the Colts.
I don't even know how to pronounce that rookie name.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but he's nasty.
Puka Nakua.
Puka. That's my.
Bless you.
That's my Puka.
Indy comes all the way back in that game. The Rams end up winning that one in overtime.
Yep.
Right? Then you've got this Houston game. I mean, Houston levels
Who they beat?
the Steelers.
Who?
Pittsburgh.
Rookie of the year.
C.J. Stroud goes off for the second week in a row. First 2 games, not so good. The last 2 games, especially this game against Pittsburgh, dominant.
This Pittsburgh is
getting-
doo-doo, guys.
It's starting
30
to register to this kid, man. This kid's gonna. Oof.
30-6. Houston wins that game. Baltimore
thank
with a commanding win over Cleveland, 28-3. A Baltimore team who, by the way, best in the red zone currently in the NFL. You've got Denver and the Chicago Bears. That Chicago team was, what were they up? 28-3. That score sounds familiar. And then Denver comes all the way back and ends up winning that game 31-28.
They let Russ cook. Russ finally cooked.
Russ finally cooked, but he
Yeah.
didn't throw to my man Jerry Jeudy, which again, one that screws me up in fantasy football. But I digress.
Ooh.
You
When are we
fantasy
going to talk
guys.
about that?
I don't want to talk about that.
you fantasy
my
guys.
fantasy football team sucks so badly right now.
What other games
Hey,
were there?
What you want for Pitts?
All right. Well, I'm not going to talk to you about this right now.
Come on, man.
We obviously saw the Kansas City again, another close game, which
We
for
got
all
hosed.
intents and purposes probably should not have been that close.
We got hosed.
And then I wanted to bring this up. This will be the last game I bring up to you really quickly because we already know Cincinnati's trash. Tennessee dominates them 27-3. I don't know what's going to happen with that team, but they better get something together quickly. I do remember Jamar Chase's comments after the game.
I'm always open, guys.
I'm always open. I'm always open. Excuse my language. But the Chargers and Raiders game,
Yeah.
Ooh, that was such a good game.
it was actually turned out to be a very good game, and the Chargers almost did it again.
Yep.
Dominating that game. Raiders are nowhere to be found. And then Raiders come back. They score a field goal. They score a touchdown. They get within a touchdown. They get the ball back again.
I don't even know who that kid's name is.
O'Connell.
Yeah.
He's a rookie.
He was horrible too.
Yeah, he was terrible.
I don't know how that.
They
Because
finally
the Chargers do the Chargers stuff.
they do
every
the Chargers.
week.
I'm telling you, man.
Every week.
As talented as they are, they seem to always let teams get back into the football game.
I posted as the game was going, yo, after the end, get rid of – I'll give up whatever to get Justin Herbert out of San Diego,
Hey,
LA.
he's a
Where's
dog,
he at?
bro.
I
They're
don't,
in LA
I
now,
don't even
yeah.
know where it's at. San Diego. Let's get him out of San Diego, guys, because
LA.
he
It's LA.
stands in there. He got a broken finger,
Yep.
and he's still slinging the ball.
Yep.
On third and whatever, they got that first down.
Yep.
And if not for him, then what?
I don't know.
Then the Chargers lose again.
I don't know what they need to do.
Yeah.
I don't
Justin
know.
Go
Herbert.
Ducks.
I'll give
Go
you that.
Ducks.
Wasn't it? Was it Khalil Mack with how many sacks?
6.
6 sacks, and they still managed to only win this game by a touchdown.
Because
Still.
the Chargers are going to Charger. That's worse
That
than
was
the
a
Jets
really
going
good game.
Jets.
It turned out to be pretty good there at the end. So basically, the subject matter is I don't know what to make of the NFL right now. I am.
It's up and down.
I
man.
am.
It really
I
is.
use this word when we were talking about this earlier this morning. I'm in a state of bewilderment when it comes to the NFL. Like I just do not know. From one game to the next, week to week, I have no idea. I don't know what we're doing.
I mean,
No, I don't think any of them know what they're doing.
especially if you watch that Monday night game.
I think Zach thought we might have actually gotten all the way through the show without mentioning that.
That's why he fell. Because he wanted us to bring it up.
He wanted no. I think maybe more than anything else, he just wanted like maybe there's a sympathy kick. They won't talk about Monday Night Football.
Yeah, because I hurt my butt cheek over there. Falling out the
My
shit.
team's going down. I'm going down with us.
You going down with the shit.
Loyalty.
Literally and
Sheesh.
figuratively, no doubt, no doubt.
That game was bad.
That was brutal.
Who played?
I don't know. I don't know.
I'm serious. I didn't even watch it. I think I saw it come across. I'm like, there's no way I'm watching that.
Seahawks, Giants.
Yeah, Seahawks. Giants.
Oh, yeah, I did not watch that. I watched Beetlejuice, I think.
Okay.
You know who else didn't watch?
Halloween.
Had to watch the game too?
The Giants fans.
Jamal. What's his name? Jamal Adams.
Oh,
The
yeah.
former Jet safety.
Concussion
Fighting
or
people on the sideline.
Oh.
I need to get
The
back.
guy
in
that
the
just
game,
came back
guys.
from the injury?
Oh yeah, he's gone again.
Yeah, didn't he like get a concussion or something?
Yep, I'm glad we moved on from
He
him.
just got back.
Oh, he's out
He was
again.
such a good player, though.
Yeah, he was.
God, he was
Yeah,
so good.
full of himself.
Zach
too.
Wilson, first career game with 2 passing touchdowns.
Hey, it's progress. It's progress. I got some. I got you.
He outplayed Mahomes, guys.
He outplayed
Just letting you know
Mahomes.
that.
Yep.
Zach Williams.
Oh, well, he had just as many or half as many fumbles. Good for him.
Half as many fumbles. I like how you managed to turn that into a positive
There
thing.
we go.
He had half as many fumbles.
The refs ain't shit.
Good
Okay.
for him.
Good job.
Good for him.
Good job, Zach Williams. It is Zach
Awesome.
Williams from now
I'm gonna
on.
get his jersey made.
All right, so we're going to finish this thing off. We talked about this last week. We have a list. I went for a hat that I do not have on my head. That was wild.
It worked.
Someone's doing drugs, guys.
I totally went for a hat that was not on my head. We said this last week. We're going to do a list every week. We have top 5 greatest stand-up comedians of all time. Each one of us have our own list.
It's our personal list, right?
That's our personal list.
Okay.
I'm kind of nervous.
I'll let you go first.
Dave Chappelle. GOAT.
That's number
Hold
one.
on. Oh, whoa.
I thought we were
number
going to
one.
start from 5 and work our way
Oh,
down.
I thought he was going number 1. Sorry.
Damn,
I
dude.
go best.
I mean, wait a... All right, show's over. This has been a great one,
I'll
folks. We
do
really
it live.
appreciate
Dave Chappelle's the GOAT. Everybody's number 1 should probably be Dave Chappelle.
No.
Oh, I'm wrong. Okay.
All right, so you want to give me 5 through 2 real quick.
All right. My 5 is Bernie Mac.
Didn't we say we were doing a top 5?
I'm giving you my number 5.
Well, I'm saying, why
You
did
just
you
told me
start
not to
with
give you
number
the 1. So now you told me to give you. See.
Oh God, it's Guy Mask.
All right. Are we doing 5 or
Yeah,
not?
let's go to 5.
All right. Bernie Mac.
Okay. Crispy, here's your number 5.
I have Dave Chappelle at 5.
What?
All right. Can I throw on my? I have honorable mentions. Can I throw those in real quick? I'm just gonna run. I'm not gonna run through them real quick. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Honorable mentions.
Yep.
Does anybody else have any?
Nope.
Or am I the only one with them?
Nope.
I can give you 2, maybe.
I had to throw these in here because these are some of these folks that are like really close for me. Robin Williams, Bernie Mac, Mitch Hedberg, Kevin Hart, Eddie Murphy. Those are my honorable mentions.
Eddie. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but
This is crazy.
But you got to hear my top 5's pretty
Okay.
good.
Listen, Bernie. He was my 5, so I'm with you on Bernie.
When I say honorable mentions, that means any one of those could potentially be replaced.
All right.
Okay?
I got you.
All right.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Who was your
I
number
had
5?
I had Bernie Mac, Kevin, and Eddie
Oh,
as my honorable mentions.
Honorable mentions. Okay.
Right.
All right. So stop.
Zach
Both of
did
you.
it.
Stop, both of you.
Zach
right
did
now.
it. That's 8 round. That's 8 round.
Yeah. So was that. My number 5 is Bill Burr. That's my number 5.
He was pushing. That would have been my honorable mention.
Okay.
Yep.
I think Bill
get you
Burr
with that
is.
one.
I love Bill Burr.
Okay.
Love that guy. Number 4.
Patrice O'Neal.
I would have had as an honorable mention as well. Crispy, I think you actually have that on your list. But who's your
R.I.P.
number 4?
Patrice, by the way.
I
And Bernie.
don't know who that is.
Okay.
Number 4 for me is Rodney Dangerfield.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
I'm not doing lists with you guys. This is the last list.
You said stand-up comedy.
Yep, keep
right?
going. All right.
That's what we
Everybody's
said.
got their own
Go
lists.
for. Go for, please.
My number 4 is Bernie Mac.
You say.
I know I just made a mistake. I have him both in my honorable mention and in my top 5.
Oh, he's that good. Okay.
He is that good.
I'm with you.
He
All right.
is that good.
All right.
That's my bad. I think
we putting this list up, right?
Right.
And we gonna compare. Let's put a poll and see who's the best.
You see it though, right? He's there.
I'm
He's
with you.
He's my number 4.
I'm with you.
He's my number
Okay.
4.
Okay.
Yep.
Now I go with my 3.
Yeah.
All right. Martin Lawrence.
Okay. I do like his stand-up.
Thank you.
Yeah. Crispy?
Number 3, I have Cat Williams.
Honorable mention.
Yeah,
for me.
definitely. I saw a Cat Williams special one time with him, and it is one of the. It's a top 5 moment for me where I laughed so hard
Did he have the green on?
that I. Yes, he did.
The Pimp
yes.
Chronicles. There you go. That's all he had to say.
I
That
cried.
right there.
I agree.
I cried. I was on the floor
Really?
in the fetal
Really?
position.
This is nothing. This is nothing.
Oh my god!
I
it
can't
was
say
so
the N word
good.
on
I
here.
love-
It was so
because
good.
it'd be on YouTube, guys. I don't want to
I
get
love when
flagged.
the wrong number call guy comes in. When the white
Well,
guy
call me
answers the
back.
phone. Well, if you don't,
We'll
if it
figure this
doesn't
out
answer,
together.
That's right.
All right.
All right.
I love Cat Williams.
Who's at number
I
3?
did- Cat Williams is
it's
my
your
3.
It's your 3.
Oh, that was his 3. Okay. My number 3 is George Carlin.
Okay.
Anybody got any problem with that?
Moving on.
You don't like George Carlin?
We'll get to your list afterwards because you put somebody in honorable mentions. That is my number 2. Eddie Murphy.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
gotcha. Yeah, he was my honorable as well.
My point exactly. That's why my list is better than you guys'. But keep going.
All right.
Go for it.
Keep going.
All
You
right.
go.
We're at your number 2.
I did. Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy. Who's your number 2?
Okay. Number 2 for me is Robin Williams.
Okay. All right. Great stand-up comic.
We know whose list is last.
All right. My number 2, Richard Pryor. Is he in your top 5? Not in your top 5?
Honorable mention.
Yeah. Then your list is now moving
You
down.
said, but you said specifically what you said. Honorable mentions can be pushed up in the.
They can. They can.
Honorable
How many
mention.
honorable mentions do you have?
I had Richard Pryor.
Okay.
Who else did you say that I did? Bill Burr was one of my honorable mentions. And nothing that Crispy said so far. So
Okay. Gotcha. All right. Who's your number 1? Dave Chappelle.
the GOAT.
Yeah.
For Shizzle.
All right. Crispy, who's your number 1?
Richard Pryor. That's
Okay. It's definitely Chappelle for me.
Thank you.
But before Chappelle came along, it was
Pryor.
Richard Pryor.
I'm
it
with
was
it.
Hold on a
without a
second
doubt
here.
Richard Pryor.
Is this because of the Dave Chappelle show or because
No.
of his stand-up
Nope.
comedy?
No, don't get me wrong. I have been open about the fact that I love Dave Chappelle's show. There's no question. But his
Absolutely.
stand-up is
I think it's Killing Him Softly. When he was in San Francisco, he recorded that one. The trolley bit.
yeah.
I had one more honorable.
One of the best ones ever.
Who's your other honorable?
Bill Cosby.
Oh, no, that's where we end the conversation. I'm not in this one, guys. Nope.
Jello pop.
I'm out of this. Nope.
Oh, that's so good. That's fantastic.
I was joking about that one. That was
You were just trying to get a reaction, and he got what he wanted.
Richard Pryor's one, hands down, no questions asked.
Richard, it's his. If you know what, there's a lot of folks out there. I wonder. Other than the three of us, has anybody else in this room seen Richard Pryor stand up at all?
I wonder why.
No.
I've seen clips. I've never seen a full thing.
Okay.
It's too dated.
His stand up. He was. I mean,
Pryor
he was
was
way ahead of his time.
Pryor was Chappelle before Chappelle.
Yeah. I mean, and Eddie Murphy's inspiration was Richard
Pryor.
Yeah.
All of them.
Yeah.
They
Bernie, all
couldn't
of
even
them.
censor him. They didn't even try. They were like, we can't even begin to censor this one. Just let it go.
And during the time in which he was in his heyday is when there was more censoring going on than ever.
Yep.
And the things he would say and do, I mean, man, just an absolute genius. Absolute genius. If it hadn't been for Chappelle's existence, it was hands down Richard Pryor. No question for me. So, yeah, this was
next week's?
not the easiest list in the world for me to put together because there's a lot of great comedians out there. I mean, I love Kevin Hart's stand-up. There was a couple in there that I was like, by comparison.
The one where Shaq and LeBron was in the crowd.
Yeah.
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 Laugh at my pen. I don't know. He has a couple of them.
Laugh at me now, maybe.
There's a couple of them that I was like,
The new.
I love the
his
newest.
last one was really good.
when he was maybe not that one.
He brought the baseball bat on stage.
Oh no, you know what? I haven't seen that
That's
one yet.
on Peacock.
All right, I haven't seen that one yet. But the one before
Not
that he
an
did
ad.
when we were still in quarantine. When he did it wasn't it from his house?
Oh, that one. It was. If
We
you,
just watched one
it
of
was
his
iffy.
not too long ago. It was decent.
I think the reason why I like that one so much is because he really just did not pull any punches at all. Like he just
Which is the best.
annihilated
If
everybody.
you like that, then listen to. He has a joke on this new one.
Okay.
With his dad. His dad passed away.
Okay,
and
yep,
he
that's
just
the one I just watched.
He gave a story about his dad calling a family member. Oh my God.
Really? All right, I'm on it. I'll do my homework.
That's the last
Get it
one
done.
I remember seeing. That's a
Okay.
good one.
I'm not.
That's
gonna say
better
that
than the one that
because
was just before that one, though.
He should get canceled for that joke. that
Really?
he made.
A lot of people were talking about him getting canceled for the other show that he did as well. All right, so we're here. We're at the end. What's the next list? Did we have something? Anybody got anything?
How bad Crispy's list was.
Okay. We're not
I had on here as a side note top 5 professional sport players game fit.
Okay. Are we talking?
Like,
Okay.
okay, so are we talking like genuinely
Game
what
fit.
we think is good, or are we thinking ridiculous?
Whatever you want. You can
No,
go sharp dressed or you
gotta
go
have this-
ridiculous.
We got to have the same one.
Nope. I got one. Yeah, y'all don't even remember.
All right, don't say it.
I know I won't.
So
All right. Are you, let's go like legit suits, nice dress attire.
like well dressed.
Let's go well
I
dressed.
don't want that.
You want to go ridiculous?
I'm going both.
There you go.
Hey, because it could be a top 5 for other reasons, good or bad.
Okay. But we'll have to get into that. We're going to have to leave ourselves a little bit more time for that because I think it's going to be one of those where we might have to explain ourselves a little bit more.
I'll
with that.
show you all the pictures of the bad ones.
Yeah, we're definitely going to have those. So we'll go through the list, and then you'll be able to see at least a few of ours, maybe our number ones, through our socials. So
It might be LeBron James
you never know. You
Hey,
never
he
know.
is- he's playing,
in
bro.
his man purse.
Speaking of our socials, if I might be able to put Zach on the spot here really quickly, can you please tell
Is your butt cheek okay?
our folks, can you please tell our listeners, our viewers, and everything else where they can find us?
Instagram, X, TikTok, all at BallzOutsports.
Okay.
Also on YouTube at BallzOutsports. And then we are on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, and Amazon Podcasts.
I gotta pee.
We are on Apple Podcasts.
Finally.
Finally on Apple Podcasts. I'm very excited about that.
No thanks to Christian.
I am really happy the fact that we got there. So, but I do want to say this was episode number 4, right?
That's
Yeah.
what my book
This
says.
is number 4.
Yep,
Okay.
yep.
Thank you. Yeah, it's definitely getting a little late, but I do want to say thank you to everybody. I want to appreciate all of you as well. I want to say a quick shout out to Golf House and Bob Merriman, of course, the owner of the Golf House, for giving us this space, our opportunity to do this podcast for you. And of course, want to give a quick shout out to JerkSwag as well, JerkSwag.com. You can head up there and find some really, really interesting T-shirts.
Some interesting commercials.
We'll just
guys.
some very interesting commercials, which of course you hear right here on this podcast as well. So huge shout out to everybody. Want to thank Cal, who is not actually going to hear my thank you right now because he is in his sleeping bag. Quick thanks to Coco as well, and all the hard work, of course, we get from Zach. Despite his tumble this evening, we do hope he is okay. There's no coverage here.
We ain't got no insurance.
No insurance,
guys.
so you know what? You're on your own on that one.
I might be out 2 to 3 weeks.
Okay.
Oh, like Saquon
Man,
Barkley.
it's going on
Like
the IR
Saquon
right
Barkley.
now. Yeah.
Might need a second opinion.
Wow. He went Saquon Barkley on us right there. And, of course, Christian as well. Appreciate you manning that board and doing the things that you do. So we'll get this thing put together, get it to you as quickly as possible. We love you. We appreciate you.
Maybe not. Oh.
What?
Once again, I like to look at things from a glass half full perspective. This one over here, on the other hand, is never really sure if anything's going to go his way. So,
Nope. Zach Williams.
not that one thing had anything to do with the other.
The refs ain't
So, for Allah here to my left, Crispy right here for those of you who are watching, right here in the middle. He's joining us from Greenville, South Carolina. We appreciate you, your insight as well. Stay tuned for next week's show. Catch us on all the socials. Catch us on YouTube. Like, comment, subscribe. Subscribe, right?
Subscribe to me.
Yes. Subscribe to Allah. For the love of God, please give him all the attention that he needs. Otherwise, we'll never hear the end of it.
Thank you.
For all of us, we want to thank you so much for joining us right here on Balls Out Sports Podcast. We'll see you next time.
Suck it, jabronis.
Stay hydrated.